Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, British woman on drug charges gets a $2 million bail. A British woman's local family ties worked in her favor, and she was offered bail in the amount of $2 million when she appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday to answer drug smuggling charges. Randy James, a 28-year-old data operator from London, England, is charged with possession of, dealing in, attempting to export, and a conspiracy to export cocaine. The allegations are that 16 pounds of cocaine were found when James was preparing to board a Virgin Atlantic flight bound for London, England at Montego Bay's Sangster International Airport around 10:25 p.m. on August 6. It is said that during a search, detectives discovered the illicit substance concealed in a false compartment. James was arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. During the bail hearing before presiding Judge Keisha Grant-Price, defense counsel Henry McCurdy informed the court that his client's suitcase had been damaged and that she subsequently purchased a replacement from a store in Negril. He said she had no idea how the cocaine got there. Additionally, it was revealed that the forensic certificate, scene of crime statement, corroborating officer statement, a CD, and other pertinent documents were missing from the case file. Prior to granting bail, Grant-Price explained why she allowed the woman to remain at large. "Miss James, you are not a Jamaican citizen, and I am not in the habit of granting bail to non-Jamaicans because we have a history of persons absconding here. But you do have Jamaican connections, so we will see how this goes," the judge said. Grant-Price then granted James a bail in the sum of $2 million, which included a requirement for the payment of $1 million cash bond. Additionally, she was instructed to provide her fingerprints to the police. As part of her bail conditions, James was instructed to report to the police 4 times per week. Additionally, she was told to surrender her travel documents, and the stop orders will be placed at all ports. The court ruled that the stop order must be in place before bail can be processed. The case will again be mentioned on October 7. Man who admitted beating ex awaits his fate. A St. James man who admitted to beating his girlfriend will learn on October 7 the impact of a court-ordered social inquiry report on his sentencing. Oniki Groves pleaded guilty with explanation to unlawful wounding before presiding Judge Keisha Grant-Price, but failed to give a proper explanation. The report will be a crucial factor in determining the punishment meted out to him. It will shed light on various aspects of his background and behavior, providing insights that will help the court to make an informed decision regarding his case. According to court documents, on June 18, the complainant was at her residence when she heard Groves, who is now her ex-boyfriend, cursing and banging on the door outside. It is said that he then kicked open the door, entered the house, grabbed her by the neck, and punched her in the face, resulting in an injury. Court records also indicate that Groves continued to hit the woman all over her face, prompting other residents to intervene and urge him to cease. It was at this point that he stopped assaulting the complainant. During Wednesday's hearing, the complainant told the court that she was not interested in pursuing mediation. As a result, Judge Grant-Price ordered a social inquiry report and deferred the sentencing until October 7. Groves' bail was extended. Man accused of threatening sister, damaging her stove. A man accused of damaging his sister's stove and threatening to harm her reached a resolution through mediation when he appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday. Ricardo White was charged with malicious destruction of property and making a threat. According to court records, on July 13, the siblings were locked in a dispute during which the accused man threatened to chop up the complainant. It was also alleged that he damaged her stove. "All right, Miss White, can you tell us what happened?" inquired the presiding Judge Keisha Grant-Price after a brief summary of the allegations. "Me and him did a cuss, and him say him go throw the stove outside. I told him not to throw the stove outside because that's what we used to cook on. and we have a little baby there. He then pushed me and said, mash me, I go mash up the stove, and then threw it in the passage and mash it up, the complainant replied. She said she went to the police station and informed the police to warn White, but did not explicitly request that he be locked up. So what do you want me to do with him this morning? Grant Price asked. Just give him a chance, the complainant said, before asking the judge if she could settle the case through mediation. Mr. White, do you want some bail? The judge then asked the accused man. Yes, Your Honor, the defendant replied. Bail is serious business, sir. This is what I call conditional freedom. If you're out there misbehaving, I can revoke your bail and you can go back into custody, the judge warned. Grant Price then offered White bail in the sum of $100,000 with up to 2 sureties and with reporting conditions. After granting bail to the defendant, the judge ordered both parties to attend a mediation session at the mediation office. However, a mediator who was already present in the courtroom assisted in facilitating a session between the parties, which resulted in an amicable resolution. In light of the mediation agreement, the prosecution offered no evidence against the defendant. Vaz welcomes a $50 million JPS Bill reprieve for St. Elizabeth customers but wants more. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz has commended the Jamaica Public Service Company for its decision to provide $50 million towards the electricity bills of approximately 10,000 customers in St. Elizabeth who are still without electricity. JPS says each customer will receive $5,000 credit towards their light bills. But while he sought to give credit where it is due, Mr. Vaz said more assistance should be given to the frustrated customers.
I still believe that based on the length of time that they have taken to restore other areas, there should be some concession and some compassion to them, whether in terms of discounts, which I know they are doing, but also payment plans. A lot of people have been completely wiped out based on the length of time for restoration, and therefore we have to make sure and work with them so they can get back on their feet, and it won't happen overnight and it won't happen in a month. So again, I'm making that appeal to the JPS, but give credit where credit is due. I see where they are starting to move towards compassionate concessions for existing customers. I'm still appealing to JPS and the OUR that a complete, comprehensive publication of the customers that remain out of electricity with a schedule to show when will they get back their light between now and the 31st so they can plan their business and plan their life. It is not good enough to say that it's the 31st and don't have a schedule. We are now August 15th and the last deadline was August 12th. More than enough time, 3 days for JPS to have looked at their 10,000 customers and the areas that they are in and to be able to publish and communicate with the customers and the country in relation to restoration. You will recall last week, Wednesday, at Postcab where the OUR and myself was present. They were down to 20,597 customers to be restored, if my memory serves me correct. They are now 1 week later indicating that there are still 16,000 persons left to be restored, which by my math indicates that they were done just about 4,000 customers across Jamaica in the week from the 31st, Wednesday the 31st, to yesterday or today. So the situation is, for me, that's not good enough. And the fact of the matter is that August 10th and 12th are there 2 deadlines for the remaining restoration, and I suspect that you will hear that there are some areas that will be delayed.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.